Sunday morning, Vikings, who played in Ireland last week and stuck around. We've seen that benefit to the team that gets properly acclimated in a different time zone, in a different continent. The Vikings facing the Browns, Minnesota favored by 4.5. The Browns are throwing Dillon Gabriel to the Wolves, led by Brian Flores on this one. This one's going to be difficult for him as the starter. The 36.5 over-under is the lowest of the entire season so far. And 88% of the spread money so far is on Cleveland. Are you on Cleveland?
Oddly enough, and that's interesting to hear, I am on Cleveland. Now, I'm not going to bet here and put money on this, but I think there's a few things that are interesting to me. You, as well as anybody, Mr. Vikings fan, know your offensive line is not at full strength. Man, this ain't the defense to be against again if you're not full strength up front. I mean, this is one of the best, most talented, best depth front four in all of football. So that's the first thing that scares me about the matchup. And then on top of that, you have a quarterback in Carson Wentz who we know will do some crazy stuff. And he did a little bit last week. And he tried to a few other times too. And this is a much better defense than the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, yeah, I worry about that aspect. I do think Dillon Gabriel is going to give the team a little energy and a bump. I do. One, I think he's going to play it by the book more than even Joe Flacco. As you've heard me say a number of times the last 2 weeks, if you're going to play a veteran quarterback who turns over the ball and makes mistakes and makes aggressive decisions that are iffy, then you might as well play the rookie and see what you got. I mean, Dillon Gabriel can throw interceptions and fumble the football. So, yeah, I like that. And I expect him to actually be better with the football. I think they'll have a better quick passing game because Gabriel is really good at getting the ball out right away and accurate and all of that. I also think he's going to make a few plays with his legs here. So I look at that. Now, like I said, you know, there's another side of me that goes, wait, will Cleveland be too aggressive on that side of the ball? Will that lend itself to some big plays to Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson? Maybe, but I'm going to play here that the Browns get the energy bump from the rookie quarterback, and that defense overwhelms that Vikings O-line. I'm going to go Browns 20-17.
Wow, I'm surprised by that because, and look, my pasta and meatballs instinct that typically applies in Steelers games has trickled over to the Vikings because I just have a feel for how they're going to go and how it's going to be. And this feels like a bounce back game. And we're going to see a lot of that from the Vikings this year. Up and down, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. We've already seen that pattern so far this year. They won week 1 and 3. They lost week 2 and 4. I think they bounce back. I think that the rookie quarterback factor is real. Brian Flores will confuse him. Aaron Rodgers was taking the play clock all the way down to 1 second to get the Vikings into their final actual positioning of players, and he was able to kind of crack the code on the fly. That's going to be hard for Dillon Gabriel to do in his first NFL start. The Vikings, though, for me, and Coach Dungy and I were talking about this on the way to the stadium while we were watching the third quarter of the game, just give the ball to Jordan Mason. I don't know why they get away from that. Yeah. He's the guy that gets things rolling. Now, it may not be easy to run against the Cleveland Browns front, but Myles Garrett didn't practice yesterday with an ankle injury, and you fly all the way to Europe. Who knows what that ankle did, how it reacted on the flight. If he's diminished, even if he plays and he's diminished, that could help the Vikings considerably. I've got the Vikings in this one 20-10. I think they're going to perplex Dillon Gabriel. It's a bad spot for him to get his first start. I would feel differently if this game were being played in Cleveland. And that was the benefit the Vikings derived from this. Yes, they had to go play 2 games on foreign soil, but they otherwise would have had to play in Pittsburgh and in Cleveland. They avoided that. They would have lost this game in Cleveland. I think they win this game in London 20-10, and Carson Wentz does just enough. You know, I was encouraged by how Wentz rallied when they were down. I think the way they finished that game carries over, and the acclimation difference is real. We've seen it before. When the Jaguars are there for 2 straight games, they're always better in the second game than they are in the first game. Win or lose, you're better. Paul Allen was telling me this yesterday. You start to feel like when you wake up, this is the time you wake up. Like your body has adjusted, and I think that's going to be a real factor in this one. Vikings 20, Browns 10. We already disagree on one. We got a bingo, bango, bongo, and a disagreement before we even get to 1 o'clock Eastern on Sunday.
Yo, homies, it's time to watch some games. That's right. We're on to the NFL season here with Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, Sunday night recaps after every game, and much, much more.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. Remember, subscribe. Peace out.